Good morning, friends. I have taken problem on cantilever. The question is draw the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram for a cantilever shown below. This is the cantilever subjected to point load. When the cantilever beam is given, you need to first find out the shear force and bending moment. After that, you can draw the shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. Before I start this, you should know when you have to take positive shear force and negative shear force, and when you have to take positive bending moment and negative bending moment. Already I have discussed all these things in the previous videos. You can refer those previous videos. Here a cantilever beam is there. I will take this as point A, point B and point C. There is no need of finding the reaction at point A. In this problem, I have shown you for your understanding purpose. In this, whatever the load acting on the structure, here you can see that 1.5 kilonewton is acting, 2 kilonewton is acting. Total, both are acting downwards, means 2 plus 1.5. Total 3.5 kilonewton is acting on a cantilever. If this structure has to be in equilibrium means the reaction at point A, if it is acting downward means this reaction will be in opposite direction. It will be pointing towards upward, and that will be same 3.5. Then only the structure will be in equilibrium. Whatever the applied load, the same amount of reaction will be from the structure. Then only you can call that the structure is in equilibrium. There is no need of calculating this. Anyhow, I have shown here. You can see how to calculate that. Here, the reaction from the cantilever at point A will be opposite. That is upward direction I have taken. If this cantilever has to be in equilibrium, if the cantilever has to be in equilibrium, then the summation of vertical forces is equal to 0. In this case, I have taken upward as positive, downward as negative. RA is acting upward, take it as positive. 2 kilonewton and 1.5 kilonewton is acting downward. Both the values take it as negative. Add these things. Minus 2 minus 1.5 will be minus 3.5. Take this term to the right hand side. Therefore, reaction at point A is 3.5. As I told you, the applied load on the cantilever is 3.5 kilonewton and the reaction from the structure is 3.5 kilonewton. Means the structure is in equilibrium. Now, I need to calculate the shear force. To calculate the shear force, first you need to understand the sign conventions. When you have to take positive shear force, when the force is in clockwise direction, whatever the vertical force is there, it should be in clockwise direction. In these two methods are there. Either you can use right side method or right section method or left section method. In both the cases, right or left section, both will be in clockwise direction. You can see that right section it is clockwise, in the left section it is clockwise. When the force is in clockwise, then you have to consider that a shear force is in clockwise, then you have to consider positive shear force. When it is in anti-clockwise, here you can see that the right section it is in anti-clockwise, you have to take it as negative. On the left section, this is also in anti-clockwise, you have to take it as negative. Now I'm going to find out shear force at point B. In the textbooks, whatever you see, they will find out shear force at point B. To make it simple, it will take 1 minute more from you to solve this problem. But whatever the answers you are going to get, it will be correct and you don't have any confusions. For that, what I will do, I will take shear force right of B and left of B. This is shear force at point B. I'm going to find out shear force right of B. To the right of B, there are no loads acting. That's why take it as 0. Now consider shear force left of B. This is the left of B. If you take left of B means here I am going to get a point load. I'm taking shear force left of B. Here on the right side 1.5 kilonewton is acting, and this is acting in clockwise. Clockwise means you have to take it as positive. Now shear force at point C. Instead of taking it at C, I will take to the right and to the left. If you take to the right side, when you take it to the right side, how many loads which are acting on the right side, you have to consider that. Only one load is acting, that is 1.5 kilonewton. It is acting in clockwise direction. Take it as positive, 1.5 kilonewton. Now shear force left of C. Shear force left of C. When you are going to take shear force left of C, you need to see how many forces are acting. You are using right section method. In right section method, 1, 2 loads are there. 1.5 kilonewton is in clockwise direction. Take it as positive 1.5. 2 kilonewton is also in clockwise direction. Take it as positive. Total 3.5 kilonewton. Now shear force at point A to the right side. Shear force right of A. Right of A. How many loads which are acting on the right section? 1.5 kilonewton clockwise. Take it as positive. 2 kilonewton. It is also acting in clockwise direction. Only 2 loads are there. Total is 3.5. Now at point A, to the left of the shear force left of A. Left of A means 1.5 kilonewton. 2, both are clockwise. Take it as positive. And at point A, you have calculated the reaction 3.5. That will be in opposite direction, or you can take it is in anti-clockwise. You can see the direction. It is in anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise means minus 3.5. It will be equal to 0. Now I am going to draw the SFD. Now shear force at right of B, 0. Plot it. At point B, one more load is there, 1.5. Locate that, 1.5 kilo Newton. And as the in between B and C, point load is acting. For shear force, when point load is acting, the variation will be constant. I also shown how to draw the variations. You can refer the previous videos. I will give that link in the description. Through that you can see that. Now shear force right of C. Shear force right of C at C, it is 3 point, sorry, at right of C it is 1.5. 1.5. To the left of C it is 3.5. At point C, one more is 3.5. Now join these 2 points. Now shear force right of A. Right of A is 3.5. At point A, it is 3.5. Next shear force at A is 0. 0. Join 0 and 3.5. In between AC, point load is there. When point load is there, the variation will be constant. Join this 3.5 and 3.5. This is what the shear force diagram we will get. Next, I'm going to show you bending moment diagram, how to draw the bending moment diagram. This is the bending moment calculation. Bending moment when a cantilever structure is given at the free end. Always the bending moment will be 0. Therefore, bending moment at B is equal to 0. How you will get 0? Bending moment definition is vertical load into perpendicular distance. At point B, there is no perpendicular distance. It is 0. 1.5 into 0 is 0. Therefore, bending moment you will get it as 0 at point B. Now, I am going to find out bending moment at point C. So before calculating bending moment at point C, you need to see the sign conventions. Sagging, you have to take it as positive. Hogging, you have to take it as negative. In this, 2 methods are there. Either you can use right section method or you can use left section method. In this case, if you see a smiley face, face is nothing but sagging. Dull face is nothing but hogging. This is how you can remember that. On the right side, it should be acting anti-clockwise. On the left side, it should be acting clockwise. Then you have to take positive bending moment. For negative bending moment, exactly opposite of this. If this is anti-clockwise, this means it will be clockwise. Here it is clockwise, then it will be anti-clockwise. This is the standard method how you are going to remember. I will tell you the layman method. If the vertical force is acting upward, always the beam will bend in sagging, or the beam will bend in positive bending moment. If the vertical force is acting downward, whether you take right side or you take it as left side, whether you take right or left, always it will result into a hogging or negative bending moment. You can see that this is the vertical force. Here it is clockwise, you will get hogging. On the left section, it is acting downward, means it will provide a anti-clockwise bending moment, you will get hogging. Similarly, sagging, if upward load is there, means it will result into a anti-clockwise in right hand side. If it is acting upward, means if you are using left section method, it will give a clockwise bending moment. Means this is a standard method. This is how you need to remember. But if you want to solve the problem in a less time, means you use this layman method. If it is vertical force is acting upward, take it as positive bending moment. If it is acting downward, take it as negative. Here you can see that bending moment at point C. At point C, I'm going to find out the bending moment. At point C, I will find out. I will use right section method. At point C, vertical load is 1.5 kilonewton multiplied by perpendicular distance. That is the bending moment definition. Vertical load into perpendicular distance. 1.5 kilonewton multiplied by 0.5 meter. And on the right side, it is acting in clockwise direction, means it will be hogging. On the right side, it is acting clockwise direction, means it is hogging. Or from the layman method, you can see that the vertical load is acting downward, means it will result into a hogging, negative. Take it as minus 1.5 into 0.5. Unit is kilonewton meter. Kilonewton is the unit of force. Length unit is meter. Kilonewton meter. 1.5 multiplied by 0.5. It is minus 0.75 kilonewton meter. Now I'm going to find out bending moment at point A. It is, I'm going to use right section method. 1.5 multiplied by perpendicular distance. It is 1 meter plus 1.5. 1.5 kilonewton multiplied by 1.5. It is acting on the right side. It is acting clockwise. Then it will be negative bending moment, or it is acting downward. Take it as negative. Minus 1.5 into minus 1.5. This is the distance. Now 2 kilonewton is acting. 2 vertical load into perpendicular distance. 2 multiplied by 1. On the right side, it is acting in clockwise direction, means it is minus, or it is acting downward. Downward, you can see it is minus 2 into 1. If you calculate that, you will get it as minus 4.25 kilonewton meter. Now I am going to, using these values, draw the bending moment diagram. This is the baseline. Always the positive values should be drawn above the baseline and negative values should be drawn below the baseline. Similarly, here also in bending moment diagram, this is the baseline. Negative values should be drawn below, positive values should be drawn above the baseline. At point B, our value is 0, 0. At point C, value is minus 0.75 kilonewton meter, minus 0.75 kilonewton meter. Here point load is acting. You can see that between C and B, point load is acting. In bending moment, if point load is acting, means the variation will be linear. From B to C, the variation will be linear. Now bending moment at A, it is minus 4.25. At point A, it is minus 4.25. Negative value means I have drawn below the baseline, 4.25. Now join C and A point. Here also point load is acting means the bending moment variation will be linear. Join this line. These are the negative values. This is how you're going to get the value. This is one method. This is for exam point of view. In next lecture, I will show you one more method that you can use when you're going to solve the problem, industrial problem, that is for industrial people, or if you are a final year students, when you're going to draw the SFT BMD for your project, final year project. At that time, that's method 2 will be helpful. This method 1 is helpful for exam point of view. Thank you for watching. And the related sign conventions and how to draw the bending moment variation, the link I will add in the description. From that you can see. Thank you for watching.